Welcome to a video about chapter number 2. And chapter number 2 is the political, legal, and technological environment. So let's look at the world map and let's see what are the different types of systems there are. So as you can see, this is the world map, different political systems. And the blue ones is the presidential republic, which is US. Um, and then you have the semi-presidential, which is yellow, and so on and so forth, different types of governments. Okay. But we still do business with all these different types of government. So is this like is there like one kind of political system better than the other? How do we decide? Should we, like, if you look at blue, we have similar, the blue. So we should have better relationship with countries that are all in blue, but we actually have better trading relationships with the country that is in red, which is the UK as well as Canada. Okay. So why does the political system matter? So what you need to think about is, instead of thinking in terms of different political systems, think in terms of stability and predictability. We are willing to do even business with a country that even has, like, there could be a dictator, and we'd still be fine as long as the dictator doesn't change the rules every day. So as long as there's stability and predictability, we're good. So that's what you need to understand when we think about political system. Is there stability, meaning the government that we do trade deals and agreements will it be there? And even if it's not there, will those things be honored? And predictability, meaning, like if a company wants to do business, if they want to start a factory, it might be a while before they start seeing the returns in it. So they want to make sure that their assets are protected. Okay, so that's what you need to keep in mind when you're thinking about political system. And then we'll look at the other systems as well. So now the political system, let me just move this over here, can be divided into two parts. One is, by the way, as I mentioned in the previous chapter video also, the goal is not to read everything on the slide, but just to help you understand the key points as well as the story behind the scenes. Okay. So two types of can be evaluated under two dimensions, not two types of systems. First is ideology, and the second is the degree of individualism or collectivism. So let's dig deeper into this. Again, the ideology is how much the society cares about the person. Is this there's a lot of freedom and for people to do what they want to do, and the individual goals and aspirations are more important, or is it more about the society? Okay, so that's why you have the individual and collectivism ideologies, and socialism is sort of in between these two. Okay. Now, then we go into the political system. Democracy is where, just like US, you got the by the people, for the people, of the people, meaning citizens have the rights to vote. Citizens are free to choose, whoever they want to elect. And totalitarianism, sorry, is where they don't have that choice. Okay, so these are the political system. But as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter what type of government is it, as the businesses are more concerned about stability and predictability. And then you have these Arab uprisings happening. Now the next part is the legal and the regulatory environment. So these are the different environments. And again, I can show you the world map as to what it looks. White thing right here. So this is the legal systems of the world. Again, as you can see, it's very different. Now, one other thing that you want to keep in mind when you think about legal system is how much are your rights protected? So if you are doing business with a country and if the companies in that country steal your business secrets, copy your proprietary technology, what recourse do you have? And at the same time, if you do some investment in the country, would you have, would you be able to, you don't want the government to take those things away from you. Okay, so again, when you're thinking about legal system, yes, the legal systems are different in different countries, but you need to think in terms of, um, again, stability and predictability. So there should be some laws that if something goes wrong, should be able to take it to the legal courts in the country or in your own country, and should be able to have some recourse over that. By the way, typically countries respect each other's laws and rules. So whichever country you are in, make sure you follow those rules and regulations, because those laws and regulations apply. And there are international laws and regulations, there are international treaties that also govern uh, the transactions between different countries. But by and large, countries don't try to meddle in each other's laws or systems that they have. So again, keep that in mind. What recourse would you have in case things go wrong, right? So again, as I mentioned, these are the different systems, and you can read in the textbook about the details about this. So basically, US, this is what we follow in the US common law, which is kind of like the derived from the British law, English law. But again, I'm not saying which law is better or worse. As far as a business entity is concerned, you want to make sure that there are courts and there are systems in place for due process. Yeah, we just talked about that. We respect each other's country's sovereignty and their rules and regulations. And then there is something called Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. This is an interesting thing, meaning you cannot influence foreign officials, you cannot bribe them, so on and so forth, to get the permits and to get things done. And as a business, there are loopholes to this, which is consultants. Sorry to say this, but let's say Walmart cannot bribe, let's say officials in China, but they could hire a consultant. The consultant would do those things on Walmart's behalf, but you're hiring a consultant, and the consultant is supposed to help you get the permits, get whatever it is that you need. Okay, but a U.S. citizen cannot do that. So, but businesses are savvy and they come up with all kinds of loopholes for this. But you got to keep an eye on these things. So there are restrictions as to what you can and cannot do. Now this is interesting. Internet of Things, you probably already know about these things, which is anything and everything is now getting connected to the internet. Your car, your TV, your fridge. So that's kind of where things are going. And blockchain technology, Bitcoin, and this is this is what is happening or will be happening in the near future. It's already happening, but it will become even bigger. And then you have AI, and AI is something. Go in under additional videos and look for the video Humans Need Not Apply. That's a really good video. I would highly encourage that you watch that, because that will give you an understanding of where the world is going. And then robotics, of course, all these technologies have been available, but the rate at which it is improving, it's amazing. So all of these things are also going to change how businesses do things. And if you look at the acquisition that all these big companies are doing, Microsoft, Google lately, most of these are AI or blockchain or robotics related, because that's where the future is. And the thing with internet is actually kind of leveling the playing field. So even if a country does not have proper infrastructure, but because of satellite technology and you don't need to lay cables, so people are able to get connected to the world a lot faster. So there are lots of parts of the world where you don't have electricity, or actually you do have electricity, but it's intermittent. You may not have running water, but you see people with their cell phones. So that has helped to connect the world. And also, if you think in terms of technology, because of technology, people could do business any time of the day. So you could have somebody, you call somebody, you call 800 number or whatever customer service, somebody in Philippines or India could pick up the phone. So technology is making um, transactions or making business a lot more productive and a lot more efficient. All right, so that is it for this chapter. So quick recap: political system, political, legal, and technological. Political system, whether they have a presidential system, parliamentary democracy, or totalitarian regime, it doesn't matter as long as it is stable and it is predictable. That's all that is matters for the most part. And the legal system, again, is the same thing, which is they could have Islamic law, or they could have common law, civil law. But what is more important is, do you have recourse? If you are in the business, if you are over there in the country, um, are the rules and regulations followed, and is there due process? And then technology is making things a lot faster, a lot easier for everyone. So that's it for chapter number 2. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in other videos. All right, bye.